Basically, I was off for the last number of weeks just due to personal circumstances, and finally things are starting to settle down for me. So I'm back here since yesterday full time. So I'm still playing catch up. Um, and over the last 24 hours, as you'll all know, we did our token distribution, which was the first allotment of team tokens distributed since TGE. Um, and that kind of leads me into the first question that I believe the Fist proposed down in town hall questions. His first question was, since people question this every month, what was the original approach behind locking and vesting the tokens as they are now, and how are they used? Um, I'll start with the team tokens. The team tokens that we released yesterday were an incentive for the team to build Vabble and stay with the team over time. That's why they're vested over a 4 year period. Each team member will not receive their full allotment of tokens until the 4 year period ends. And we did that as an incentive, just like traditional companies do with stock. They do stock options for employees. We did similar, but we did it with tokens. And there was only 4 team members that received the allotment of tokens over the next 4 years. Um, pre Prior to distributing the tokens to the team, I thought it was my job to ensure that the team understood my perspective on how we should handle these tokens now that they've been distributed. And I have urged the team, and I've told them time and time again, that when it comes to selling the tokens in due course, so I'm talking the next 4 to 6 to 10 years, nobody has any intent on selling them now. The team tokens will be sold directly as an OTC to probably future investors down the line. They will never be market sold. A market sell of the tokens would almost be a breach of our ethos of what we stand for at Babel, and it's just not the right thing to do as a person. You don't want to dump on the market. You can see over the years what that's done to other projects. So the team has no intent to sell anything for the foreseeable future. And when we do have an intent to sell, it will be OTC. That's the same thing that goes for all tokens that we vested and locked and have unlocked over the last 12 months, meaning marketing tokens, rewards and reserve. All those tokens that we have locked in our wallet, well, they're not actually locked, but we have them technically locked. We're not touching them. Anytime we'll ever want to sell off those tokens, it would always be an OTC deal. It would never be a market dump. Um, and of course, we're always looking for further investment from VCs. And traditionally, in this space, the way it works is um, if an investor wants to come on board with us, there's normally a deal where it would be an OTC and a stock option as well. So there's a bridge between the two. Um, and investors that we have talked to are in talks with. It's normally a subscription deal to the tokens and the stock options. Um, so you will never have to fear that we will dump on the market in any shape, way, or form. Our top priority is protecting everybody in the community, no matter who you are, no matter how small or big you are. And in the event that we secure a funding with VCs, there would be vesting period on the subscription deals. And we're working out certain deals right now that take time, and we're actually going through this right now. So I can speak from the heart when I talk about this. Um, and that's kind of it for the approach we'll take with tokens. And then what's the approach behind having the tokens? The tokens that are in rewards and reserve, they'll play to the reward ranking system that we have on the streaming service. So as you watch content, as you interact with more people, as you use more features, your reward will increase within the Vabble ecosystem. And as your reward increases, there will be a little reimbursement to you for your commitment to using the platform. And that will all come from the treasury that we're building with the Vabble tokens at the moment. And there's also certain things that we've done in the past with the rewards and reserve and the marketing allocations. We were working with some companies for marketing materials in the early days, and rather than pay them in USDT or USDC or even fiat, they were happy to take VAB token. And we did that. And that's what it's for. We're trying to operate within the crypto ecosystems and trying our best not to use fiat in any kind of way, shape, or form. Now, that's not to say that we can't eliminate that completely. There is some instances where we have to use fiat, but we're trying our best to use crypto tokens. We're trying to best to use the USDT, USDC, BTC, ETH, and VAB token to offset costs. Um, Anytime we've paid with VAB in the past, and anytime we will pay with VAB in the future, it will never be in amounts that would be significant to affect the markets. Once again, it might be $300 for having some marketing images done. At the moment, we're having some more brand designs done. Hopefully, I can pay for that in VAB token and maybe offset a little bit with USDT as well. But we're talking about $300 worth. We're not talking about 10,000, 20,000. And again, if in the event that we had to pay someone 10,000, 20,000, $50,000, and they wanted to accept BAB token, I'd be pushing for a vesting schedule on that. Otherwise, we'll just pay them in the stablecoin. So that's kind of what we're. I hope that answers your question, Fisto. Do you want to add any more to that, or did I answer enough in enough detail?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried. I just see this question like every month. It's always the same loop, and yeah, it answered my question. Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, no, I see it too in the chats, and generally questions like that come from people that are relatively new to the space or people that have been burnt in the past. You can see it with so many projects over the years. They just they get a pump. I mean, when we pumped to was it 25, 26, 27 cent? I can't remember now. We didn't sell one token. Some projects might look at us and go, "Well, you're fucking stupid. You could have had more capital." Well, we didn't have any incentive to sell. We had raised enough capital to do what we needed to do. And we didn't want to add increasing pressure. We could have easily have dumped 50 million, 100 million tokens and Jesus, like have a huge cash treasury, but we have enough cash treasury to last us and do what we need to do right now. And in the future, playing back to what I was talking about before, as we move forward into the future, we will have VCs that hopefully will come on board and it'll be token subscription deals. We never want to dump in the market. Matt, I see you in here as well, Matt. What's going on, man? Hey, I'd like to know more about how Vabble plans to market their service for its upcoming initial launch. Are you planning on putting in hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing services slash influencers slash celebrities, or will this be more of a slower word of mouth type approach? That's a really good question. First things first, to knock that out the gate, influencers, no, there won't be any influencers used. Uh, we've used influencers in the very, very, very beginning during our sales, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. I mean, if they're getting 100,000 views on YouTube, the conversion is incredibly shit on the ROI of what you spend. It doesn't make any sense to use influencers. Um, are we going to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing? Not initially. Over time, absolutely, but not initially. The initial route that we're going to market with is the content itself. So every time we add a piece of content, we need to remember that that person who's created that piece of content has an audience. And whether it be on Instagram, whether it be on TikTok, whether it be on Twitter or whatever other social media outlets they use, they have an audience that follow them and are interested in their content, whether it be films, documentaries, series, whatever. And whether it be the filmmaker, producer, actor, whoever. What we plan to do, and it's hopefully it works to our benefit by reducing the capital burn rate you would generally spend on marketing services, is use that to leverage our marketing. So when we add a film to our library, hopefully we can have the deals worked out, and we're currently working out some right now. But as we progress towards the actual launch, we'll have more deals in place that we hope will allow for the studio or the producer, the actors, or whoever is involved in the film or series or documentary will market that the film is series or documentary is available on Vabble. And we're bridging, we're at a lower cost to us, we're bridging into a hell of a lot of different audience spaces. So I mean, if you have a cast of 20, 30 actors, actresses, sound engineers, and whoever else is involved, they're all on social media talking about the film being added to Babel. And then you cross that across, maybe 20, 30, 40 films or series of documentaries, you start to see the snowball effect of people discovering Babel at very little cost to us. And we're just leveraging their already um, existing audience. So I suppose you could almost think of it like influencer marketing. However, there's an actual reason this person is saying the film is being released. It's their film and it's releasing on Babel. And obviously, we're going to back that up with with marketing um, throughout, Twitter. We're going to be focusing a lot on Twitter. We're going to be focusing a lot on Medium and releasing copious amounts of content on the lead up and after the fact of launching. So when a film is being added to the library, we'll have all those, actors and directors and so on talking about the film being released. We'll also put a lot of marketing effort each week into maybe one or two titles. So there'll be an article done about that title being added to the library. Maybe we'll run a competition around the piece of content. Maybe we've worked out that you could sit down and have a co-watch with the director of the film, and we'll run a competition around that, and that will hopefully draw in a lot of interest across like Reddit and Twitter, where kind of the crypto communities live. So there's a lot we can do dynamically with the content more than just add the content to the library. And I hope that kind of answers how we will approach marketing that. If you have anything you want to add to that, feel free to shout. Um, Otherwise, I'll move on to the next one. Um, so I have another question here. Hi, here's my question. We are seeing now funds and institutions are looking to invest in projects with CSR, charity, and corporate social responsibility. Does Vabble have any ideas about implementing this? It would be nice to be able to finance charitable documentaries and films. Yeah, we've thought about that in the past. Um, we definitely will be working in some form of financing methodology into the DAO to help finance charitable documentaries and films. Um, Probably the best way to approach that will be supporting independent filmmakers who are filming documentaries in less privileged areas around the world. And in doing that, we managed to establish ourselves as supporting those areas that need the support. And once we have ourselves established as a player who is willing to support that style of content, hopefully then we can establish a charity to help fund the documentaries and films for filmmakers that might not be able to have those films made. So all that will come together. First, we'll start with people who are established and already making films in around that niche and genre, and over time build a charitable brand around that as well to help other filmmakers who feel they can make a film that will help their environment wherever they live. That's a really good question, and it's something that we definitely have thought about, but it's just later in the roadmap. Um, do we have a Babel X update teaser? No. To cut it short, make it short and simple. No, we don't have any update or teaser. Um, what I will say is kind of going back to a question earlier. Um, what are we doing with our tokens that are unlocked and in our treasury? The tokens will play a part in the Vabble X initiative, but we're still working out a hell of a lot of things to do with that. It's quite ambitious. We're hoping it will set off a chain reaction across the Web3 film community. Um, and the main purpose of it is to reduce people's monthly subscriptions. Um, and that's kind of all I'm going to say right now. Um, it is going to be one hell of a feat to roll this out, but we feel that it's going to benefit everybody, and there should be a lot of hype built around it itself. Um, so that's kind of all the questions in there. If anybody has questions, feel free to speak up or jot them into the town hall questions at any time. I'm just going to go up to our R&D channel here, and I'm just going to cover some of the things that the developer guys have been doing over the last 4 to 6 weeks. So we have been working on a refactor. I covered this in the first town hall. We were working on a refactor of the front end, and we're doing this in Next.js to speed up. Would say speed up things like the skeletons. So that's the skeleton you see previous to all the content loading to the page. So our intern turned awesome dev Yannick is working on the refactor of the front end, which is really going to help amplify the experience of clicking around on the Vabble system. We have DT. He's making good progress on the back end for the film history, and hopefully he'll have that finished soon, so we can go into testing with that. And that's going to be important with how the actual monetization system works. Um, I believe that ties in together with the film history. So he's working on that. So you're able to go into your settings, you're able to go through your film history and see other films you've watched and how much you've watched of that film and how much you've paid of that film and so on. Martin, I don't know if he's still in here. He was in here. Let me have a quick look. No, he's dropped off. Martin is our smart contract developer, and I covered this in the initial town hall we had a number of weeks ago. He was brought on to dedicate strictly to smart contract development, which is quite intense. There's quite a lot of work to do when it comes to smart contract development. We brought him in and we set him a couple of tasks. Myself and the guys sat down and we wrote out the entire sprint sheet for him. We went through the entire discovery over the course of a couple of days. They were tiring days, but we got through it. And we handed it over to him. And he's actually just going through I believe a second iteration of all smart contracts being and testing, and now he's going to be branching into doing his security review, which is fucking incredible to be doing. Only like he's only been with us 2 months and having uh, the entire DAO structure from a smart contract perspective done within that time period is just incredible. It's insane. It was completely unexpected, and I wish he was here because he definitely deserves a round of applause for all the work he's put in over the last couple of weeks. It's fucking incredible. We're much further along than we initially ever thought we would be with the DAO development. So a big kudos to him, and we're ecstatic to have him as part of the team. And Mo, he's going to be meeting with all the backend team today, and he'll be discussing the deployment of the latest changes. Obviously, I don't know when they'll be out, but anyone that has access to the Vabble demo server, you will be able to go in there and poke around over the next few days, and you should see a lot of updates. No content updates yet. We're holding all that back until the actual beta live. Um, but you'll be able to see all the front end changes. Things should speed up. Some more refinements on buttons and mapping and so on. So that's kind of what the guys have been covering over the last couple of weeks. A lot of refactoring, a lot of back end work. Mud has been off as well. He's on his sabbatical. He'll be back. He'll be back in a couple of days, and he'll be integrating in the actual tokenomics side of things into the demo, um, which is a very important to us as we move forward with our US legal opinion over the next couple of weeks as well. So that's kind of it, guys. I'm still playing catch up. I'm sure there's some things I could have brought up here today that I didn't, just because I'm still playing catch up, and hopefully I'll be able to update you guys again next week. Does anyone have any questions?
James, can you give us an update on beta release? Still on schedule for end of summer?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think you said that there. You did. Sorry, I missed that one. Yeah, still on schedule for the end of summer. I had a conversation with someone there recently about whether or not it should be a delayed release, and we have opted not to delay the release. The market should not um, dictate what we do and don't do with our product. So everything's still on track. I mean, from a development perspective, we're pretty much ahead. We just have a couple of other things that we do need to work out in terms of more content and so on. We have secured quite a bit, but we need more. Um, but however, we're on track for sure.
Cool.
Are you supposed to be live? What are you doing?
Oh, I was gonna do if we're done, I'm gonna do our little raffle for the few
Okay.
people that we're gonna spin the wheel, and whoever it lands on is gonna get
Wait,
10,000 back.
yeah, well, hold on. You asked the question.
Oh, I wasn't gonna count myself in there.
Well, I mean, it's a computer pick. All right, go on.
Oh, all right. So whoever it lands on is the winner for this AMA raffle. Oh, I can't pronounce that, but go ahead and open up a ticket, and
Heroi
we'll get you settled.
Harmoning.
Curio.
He's in here if he wants to say hello. Congratulations, mate. Nah, he's camera shot. Oh no, well,
Oh, thank you, guys.
no worries. I was it just missed you, Matt. Congratulations.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you, guys.
No worries. So make sure you open a DM with us, and we'll organize the distribution of that VAB token to you. So that's kind of it. I mean, if anybody doesn't have any questions, if anybody does want to jump on the chat and just shoot the shit for a little while, we can close it up or whatever. I'm good.
It's cool. Thanks.
No worries, mate. All right, guys. Thank you for coming along. It was a quiet one. We didn't have much time to market this one. Hopefully, the next one, which will be on the 16th of August, will be much more active and there'll be much more time and consistently put into the marketing ahead of time. This one was kind of off the cuff. It should have been yesterday, but we postponed it to today just because I'm still playing catch up. But hopefully, I'll have a lot more updates and a lot more hype material ready for you guys by the 16th. Thank you for coming along and catch you soon.